What's going on, YouTube gang? It's your boy Prodigy Beats coming back at you with another video. And today we're gonna be looking at a situation that do hit different because it is my sister's birthday, man, and this man then clapped his sister at a camp. Damn, this world slow. But before we get into this, man, I want y'all to take that 10 seconds to get your mind right. I was already in the process of doing that, and we're going to get right into it.
This morning and overnight, Baton Rouge police sending us some new details about a shooting we first told you about almost 24 hours ago. We now know 19-year-old Kevin Dunn is the person who was shot and killed on Dayton Street Thursday morning. You're looking at video from the scene here. Still no word from BRPD about whether they have a suspect in mind, so please reach out to Crime Stoppers if you know anything that can help this investigation.
Gam'n 5, baby. That's my
Shooting where one person died, another injured. Police were called to Geronimo Street around 10 last night. Emergency responders telling us one person died at the scene. The second victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. A suspect and a motive remains unknown.
As first on News 2 at 6 o'clock, a Baton Rouge family dealing with immense tragedy after a shooting last night killed one sister and critically injured another.
This happened during a celebration of life gathering for another family member who was shot and killed just last week.
I'm emotional. I'm hurt that this happened to them. Not only that, because they're trying to bury her brother.
Imagine growing up, you lose your parents at a very early age. You got 7 siblings. The oldest one, she's a female. She's now 20. It's been 6 years since the parents have passed away, but unfortunately, she's been shot. And she's been shot by her brother after losing one of her brothers just 3 days ago. And one of the other person who was shot alongside her was her sister. And she ended up losing her life. So let me break this down, family. Today we're going to Louisiana. We gotta talk about a story where his sister lost her life only 3 days after losing her brother's life to the same gun violence. Not to mention, 6 other people were shot. And one of those other 6 people was one of her sisters, who been raising them, who's now in critical condition. And the person behind the first brother who lost his life 3 days before, well, that's still unknown. But the person who's the shooter of these 2 siblings, well, that's actually the brother. Family, I can't make this up. So before we get into this one, pay our respect and go over this story.
How the fuck your brother shoot you?
I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we're gonna jump right to it. On April 20th, early morning hours on Dayton Street in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it was reported that a young man had lost his life. Now the next day, authorities will release the identity of the young man. He was identified as 19-year-old Kevin Dunn Jr., also go by KB4L Cutter, who was a part of a group called 60 Gang, according to his Instagram. Now some say his gang or the people he may allegedly be associated with have something to do with his demise, and we'll later discuss why later in the video.
New this morning and overnight, Baton Rouge police sending us some new details about a shooting we first told you about almost 24 hours ago. We now know 19-year-old Kevin Dunn is the person who was shot and killed on Dayton Street Thursday morning. You're looking at video from the scene here. Still no word from BRPD about whether they have a suspect in mind, so please reach out to Crime Stoppers if you know anything that can help this investigation.
Now, like we mentioned earlier in the video, Kevin was one of 7 siblings who lost their parents dating back to 2016. And the person on the screen is Kevin's younger sister, 18-year-old Kevisha McDowell, and his older sister with a alongside picture of Kevin, 27-year-old, and Tanisha McDowell, who've been raising her siblings since she was 20 years old when her mother passed away in 2016. 3 days since Kevin had passed away, they decided to throw a gathering in their neighborhood. It was an area near Geronimo Street on the 3500 block. And the day before, Kevin's younger sister decided to go to Instagram to show a new tattoo of her getting her brother's name on her side.
Gam'n 5, baby. That's my
On the next day after this post, she would unfortunately lose her life, as it was reported that 2 people were shot. One didn't survive to her injuries and one in critical condition, who happened to be the older sister. Now, before we even disclose the details, you got 3 siblings, who 2 lost their life within 3 days apart, and 1 in critical condition due to gunshot wounds, all due to gunshot violence. Now, all those details was important because on April 24th, 2023, police in Baton Rouge will indicate that a man was on the run after shooting sisters at a family gathering, one dead and another hospitalized, which we now know was the candlelight for Kevin. But while we speaking to Kevin, the real reason people have the feeling that people who are close to his affiliation had something to do with his demise was because it's been 72 hours plus, and no one from his affiliate, 60 Gang, had posted RP Kevin, aka RB4L Cutter. But what added more fuel to the fire is that even though one person did end up posting Kevin from his clique, it wasn't a rest in peace post, but in fact, it was this GoFundMe post that was posted without a caption inside of his Insta story. Now, as we continue the details of the sisters getting shot at the gathering for Kevin, it was reported by the Baton Rouge police that an 18-year-old was killed, who we now know was the younger sister, and was wounded by her brother after they had an argument Sunday night. Officials say the shooting happened near the corner of Geronimo Street and Ozark Street at around 10 p.m. With the sergeant quoting, "The shooter became upset and shot the two sisters, killing one and the other one fighting for their life at the hospital."
Thanks for joining us. First on News 2 at 6 o'clock, a Baton Rouge family dealing with immense tragedy after a shooting last night killed one sister and critically injured another.
This happened during a celebration of life gathering for another family member who was shot and killed just last week. News 2's Bess Cashley spoke to police. She is joining us now.
Michael, Sylvia, the other facet of this tragic story is that the person behind the gun is the victim's own brother.
Tattered crime scene tape hangs from this stop sign at Geronimo and Navajo Streets in North Baton Rouge.
This shit is fucking wild, bro.
Less than 24 hours ago, a family gathering was interrupted by an angry altercation and then gunfire.
This shooter became upset and shot two sisters, killing one, and the other one is fighting for her life in the hospital.
18-year-old Kevinisha McDowell died at the scene. Her sister, 27-year-old Antasia, shot multiple times. Their brother, police say, the gunman.
We had a number of witnesses there and other family members at the scene when this incident occurred. So we do have information on the shooter. We hadn't released his name at this particular time. It is a male suspect we're looking for. We're hoping that he turned himself in.
We've learned today the family was gathered to honor another brother, Kevin Dunn Jr., who was shot and killed just last Thursday.
It's a tragic situation. They were actually there celebrating the life of someone else who had been shot and killed.
People close to the situation tell us Kevinisha had just given birth 2 months ago. Antasia has 3 children of her own and has been looking after her 7 siblings since their mother died in 2016. As of late Monday, Antasia remained in critical condition.
Police say they're actively looking for the suspected shooter. Right now, they don't want to release more details, but if he doesn't turn himself in soon, they will. Sylvia.
Now, the next day, we will hear from the family again, as they will also create awareness on a GoFundMe to help pay for the 2 funerals. Someone close to the family had quoted this: "I'm emotional. I'm hurt that this happened to them. Not only that, but they are trying to bury their brother. Now my best friend is already taking care of them." Amanda Ross, the best friend of one of the sisters, said now she has to bury her brother and her sister, and now she's up in the hospital.
In this hour, about a shooting on Geronimo Street in Baton Rouge. A 2-month-old is now without a mother after a family feud turns into a deadly shooting. The victims are 2 sisters. 18-year-old Kevinisha McDowell died, and 27-year-old Antasia is in critical condition. Police say the family got into an argument and one of the relatives shot the sisters. Now, this isn't the family's first run-in with gun violence in the last few days. Listen to this. Last Thursday, their 19-year-old brother was shot and killed. Police are now looking for who shot Kevin Dunn Jr. They're also hoping the suspect who shot the McDowell sisters will turn themselves in.
They know who the suspect is, so we're relying on them to assist us in finding this shooter.
I'm emotional. I'm hurt that this happened to them. Not only that, because they're trying to bury her brother.
And that family has set up a GoFundMe to help pay for both of those funerals. You can find the information for this on our website. That is brproud.com.
As we continue, we do want to take a moment and say rest in peace to all the victims in this case, man. It's a tragic.
That shit is wild, bro. Bro, what the fuck possessed you? I don't give a damn. Cause I've had arguments with my sister while I'm holding the gun. What the fuck possessed you to shoot not one, but both your fucking sisters, bro? This is crazy, G. I hope they find your bitch ass and whoever hiding your bitch ass, cause hell no, bro. Hell no. Man, but it's your boy Prodigy Beast, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, man, and I'm out, G. Cause damn, bro, you need your motherfucking membrane.